Welcome to the Cure CERT1 podcast. We are Wes and Samantha Rogers, parents of a beautiful daughter with CERT1 or CERTRA syndrome. We're searching for other parents and families around the world who are facing this rare disease, hoping to unite our voices, our strength, and our hope to find a cure for our children. This is more than just our story. It's about building a global community that will make a real difference. Join this parent-led movement, and together, let's shape a brighter future for our children. Hey, CERT1 community. Summer is over here in Texas, and school season is in full swing. Our family loves routine, but it is still a transition. As you all may know, transitions can be very hard, especially for those of us with our CERT1 kids. We are seeing that already with Lottie. For her, it is SIB, self-injurious behavior, and it sucks. We hate it. But we know this is all of our story. Speaking of story, there is a CERT1 family out of Ohio, the Smith family. We got the privilege of meeting with Ashley earlier this summer. And if you're not already following them or her on Facebook, go check her out. She is doing some really cool things with Facebook with her community. And it's called Raising Brantley, and it's about her CERT1 son. We'll put a link in the show notes. Ashley is a talented writer, and she does an incredible job of putting words into the experience of raising a kid with an extremely challenging disease like CERT1.
So we want to do another volunteer highlight this podcast, and today we want to highlight Mrs. H. She's a family friend and one of Lottie's biggest fans.
I've known her since I was just a little 1-year-old baby.
She helped plan our wedding 14 years ago, and this summer she helped us plan the first CERT1 Splash fundraising event.
Yeah, so she just went above and beyond in helping us plan this event that we did here in our little town of Temple, Texas. She helped us organize, she helped us find a venue, she helped us brainstorm other creative ways of engaging our community, and we are really, really grateful. Really grateful to you, Mrs. H. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wanted to really quickly talk about our CERT1 Splash that we had here in Texas to raise support and funding for Lottie's Light Foundation. We held this fundraiser in order to raise money and awareness in our community, and it was such an incredible, really, experience. I feel like it was very encouraging to see all of our families and all of our friends come out and support with such enthusiasm and excitement, everything Lottie's Light. So we were able to raise over $4,000 from the event, and we had, it's hard to estimate, but we had a lot of people coming and going, but we had probably under 100, but definitely like closer to like 80 or 90 people attend our event for just this coming and going splash party. So to our friends and family and community, if you were not able to attend our first fundraiser, but you still want to support, there will be a link in our show notes. And to our fellow CERT1 friends, you also can use the CERT1 splash page to fundraise in your community. So there are steps on that website page that we've already built out to create your own personalized page for your child in the name of like giving to Lottie's Light Foundation. So it's a really neat little website. You can put a little bio about your experience with CERT1, when you were diagnosed and how that's unfolded and what we're trying to do here at Lottie's Light. And people can scan a QR code that we printed out QR codes, and we had merch there. It was such an amazing event. And if that's still something that you're able to do, like here in Texas, it's still pretty hot. In September, you can use that website and do a little CERT1 splash for the end of the year bash. We also wanted to give a huge fundraiser shout out to Caitlin Everett and Teresa Cuneo. They each raised money through online Facebook giving that you can do for your birthday, and I had no clue. So if you didn't know, on your birthday, you can go in there and say, I'd like to raise funds for, and you can type in your organization. And so that was an incredible, just creative and really an easy way to raise more support, funds, and just understanding of what CERT1 is through Lottie's Light Foundation. So with those two birthday fundraisers, ladies, you raised over $800, which is absolutely incredible. I'm really blown away by your creativity, and I'm really just so thankful that you guys are so excited. So thank you guys so much. And this is the kind of thing that we want, for our whole entire community. So if you have ideas or you know about how we can get the word out more, please write, text, email, let us know. And for sure, go on to our Lottie's Light website and register if you want to be a volunteer and give us some of your time, and we'll give you some of our tasks. It would be a huge help to have all of those who are just really, really good at what they do and can apply that to what we're doing here through Lottie's Light. The last thing I really want to talk about, because I'm super excited, is all of the merch that we have. So if you're looking to give your loved one a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, or a Thanksgiving gift, you can get really crazy. You can head on over to our merch website that I will also add into our notes. But we got some merch. There's t-shirts, there's a couple different kind of hats, there's all sorts of different sizing for kids, even toddlers and babies, and there's a lot of really cool stuff on there. Some totes and some colorful tees. So go check it out. And I think it's a great way, another great way to raise, to get the word out there. I actually just saw a friend of mine at an event for school, and she was wearing her Lottie's Light hat. And it just brought me so much joy to see a Lottie's Light hat in the wild. So get yours over at our merch store, which I will link in our show notes.
All right. One of the things we wanted to recap or touch on was back in May, we had our first annual consortium for CERT1. This was a meeting for families of a CERT1 individual and researchers to discuss and focus on our mission to find a cure for CERT1 or Sertra syndrome. There were the key researchers of CERT1, Dr. Giannarino and Dr. D'Angelo. They presented their findings on the clinical manifestations of the disease. They talked about the different genetic mutations. They talked about potential treatments for these conditions and emphasized the importance of data and collaboration between our families and researchers like them. The key reason that we are here with this Lottie's Light Foundation to kind of be that bridge and bring everybody together. So it was really cool to see everybody's faces in that regard. And if you have a CERT1 child or relative, you're not registered, you're stumbling upon this podcast for the first time, reach out and ask about this consortium. We'd love to send you the recording and a document that summarizes it. You could translate that. A good number of our families are abroad. So yeah, please reach out.
And the consortium will be annual. And we had some really good feedback. We hope to get a survey out and posted at some point here in the future in order for us to best prepare for next year. I would say, like Wes said, like a key highlight is seeing everyone on that screen pop up at the time that our meeting started. We loved seeing everybody. That brought me to tears. I think the amount of people who are affected by this disease coming together and learning, working towards a goal, it really felt empowering and really exciting and gave us so much hope for the future, for Lottie and for each one of your children. So thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, I know a number of y'all have seen some of our posts, letting y'all know that we've got some exciting stuff to talk about regarding research. I've been in so many meetings and calls about this over the last several months. It's really exciting to see so many of these things coming to fruition and the progress on them. There's a lot of work that has to be done at the front end, but I'm excited to kind of go through a number of those things today on this podcast. But the first one I want to call out, Columbia and EPFL. This is Dr. Giannarino's lab, Dr. D'Angelo's lab. These are the two primary researchers that many of y'all have met, that we talk about in our podcast. They are continuing to enroll new patients. So if you are a new CERT1 family or you've been around but haven't engaged in any studies yet and you're ready at this point, please reach out to me or reach out to them. They're continuing to enroll families. So what that means is you're reaching out, signing documents that you're willing to participate, sending medical records, that they'll begin to add your story into the bigger picture of what this disease looks like. These labs co-authored the March 2023 paper, which is a foundational paper in the study of CERT1, and their labs are continuing to study our disease more and more. There was a significant donation this year, hundreds of thousands of dollars towards their lab specific to CERT1. This is a huge win for our community, and it's going to fund researchers. It's going to fund tools for them to continue to, at a quicker pace, understand CERT1 and how we can cure it. So again, if you haven't connected with them, please do. Study number 2 is about biomarkers. Thanks to the efforts of another CERT1 family, there's growing interest from a number of universities in the Midwest who want to get involved in finding a cure for CERT1. One of those universities will be creating biomarkers for CERT1. Biomarkers are essentially, it's a measurable characteristic in the body that are very, very important pieces needed in creating cures or finding cures or testing cures. These biomarkers allow us to know how a treatment works and also to measure its safety and efficacy in the lab and then later in clinical trials. So this is a very, very exciting progression in our journey to developing a cure. So I'll be sending steps this month on how to enroll to all those who have registered and opted in to participate in studies. So again, another plug, if you're not registered, please register if you're listening to this podcast so that I know where you're at and I know how to reach you for this one and for others studies in the future. All right, study number 3, natural history study. There's another university that they're looking to do a natural history study of CERT1. This would involve a number of families traveling to Chicago to meet with specialists so they can help study and understand the life cycle of the disease, how it progresses from early onset and all the way to adulthood. So just really getting a full picture from, obviously we're in different stages of life, but over time studying what this disease looks like. And then finally, on the research topic for today, specimen donations. It's an important part of developing a cure to have tools in the lab to test treatments. We can't all be in the labs. We don't want our kids to be in the clinics every day. So by donating and taking samples of our children's blood, from our blood and fibroblasts, this allows us to screen and test treatments and drugs to test their efficacy in the lab. It's pretty amazing what's capable today and what's possible today. So ideally, we'd like to have all of our children's samples in that toolbox so we can see what the disease looks like for each of our variants. Because many of us, like Lottie, she's the only one with her specific CERT1 variant, and that's the case for many of us. There's a few that have a small number, but being able to study each of these and to study how therapeutics interact with each of them would be really valuable to each one of us. We are nearly a year into launching this foundation, and we now are up to 22 registered patients globally. Of those registered, 11 are here in the US, 2 in Netherlands, 2 in Austria, 1 in France, Canada, Denmark, Spain, Poland, India, and Ireland. It seems like a big number when you consider that some of us thought we were the only ones, but there are many more families out there, and we want to find them and grow our team of CERT1 advocates and families and build this community to encourage, support one another. If your loved one is diagnosed with CERT1, please consider registering today. We would love to be a source of encouragement, information, and connection as we navigate this path together. Together, we can make a better life for our loved ones and illuminate a cure for CERT1. All right, I know we're a bit long-winded on this podcast, but we had a lot of things we wanted to cover. It's been a while since our last podcast, but thank you for sticking through to the end, and please reach out if you have any topics or questions for us, and keep an eye out for future podcasts and follow us on our social media.
We hope y'all enjoyed this episode. If you have topics you would like us to cover, or people you think we should invite, or if you would like to join the conversation and share your story, please send us a note at hello@lottieslight.org. And remember, together we will illuminate a cure.